Welcome. We'll call the meeting of the City Council to order. And I'll ask Reverend Brian Copeland, the First Presbyterian Church, to lead us in invocation, please, sir, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, we pray that you bless this event this evening, that you calm our hearts and open our minds, that we can be receptive to your spirit and your wisdom as we are led through this meeting this evening. I ask that you bless and care for each person here. These things we lift in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may take your seats. Roll call.
Mr. Nutt.
Present.
Mr. Bennett.
Present.
Mr. Cobb.
Present.
Ms. Flora. Present.
For honors and recognition, I'd like to ask Councilman Jason Bennett, who chairs our City Finance Committee, to handle the honors and recognition today.
All right, I'm proud to say that for the 17th year, we've actually received the Award for Excellence in Finance Reporting. We're one of only 15 cities in Alabama to receive it. And the press release is actually has been released by the Government Finance Officers Association of Chicago, and I'm going to read it real quick. The Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting has been awarded to the City of Eufaula by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada for its comprehensive annual physical report. The Certificate of Achievement is in the highest form of recognition in the area of government accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by the government and its management. So I want to say thank you to Joy and her crowd, and she actually wants to say a little something as well.
Yeah. I'd like to introduce our accounting staff. First is Lucy Aplin. Lucy Young.
Change your name.
Lucy has been employed with the city for 20 years. She's our accounts payroll clerk too. Lucy's primary responsibilities are processing payroll, maintaining fixed assets, and processing payables for park and recreation. I'm also pleased to announce that in March, Lucy earned the designation as an Alabama Certified Payroll Specialist from the Alabama Association of Public Personnel Administrators. Graduates of this program must complete 4 courses of detailed practical and applied tested coursework involving all aspects of payroll administration. The city commends Lucy for her efforts for completion of this structured and tested professional development program. She will be presented this certificate in August at the annual conference. Thank you, Lucy. Gloria Helms. Gloria has been employed with the city for almost 7 years. She has over 20 years banking experience and served as president of Southland Bank, now Marist, prior to coming to the city. She was the local coordinator for the Alabama Community Excellence Program and served as 2020 coordinator. Presently, she divides her time as accountant for the city and office manager accountant for the Eufaula Waterworks and Sewer Board. Thank you. Lisa Taylor. Lisa is our accounts clerk, license clerk 1, and is responsible for receiving all revenues and business license. She also assists the building department in issuing building permits. Lisa has been employed with the city 4 years. She has over 20 years experience in management and customer service. Thank you, Lisa. Kim Holmes. Kim has been part-time with the city for close to 2 years and part-time with the rescue squad for 12. She processes accounts payable and assists in personnel duties. Thank you, Kim. Other personnel at the City Hall that make a significant contribution to the administration of the city is Kelly Trawick, Personnel Risk Manager, Terry Bush, Administrative Assistant to the Mayor, Alicia Williams, Secretary for the Administration and Personnel Department, and our Webmaster for the Administration Department. I'd also like to express our great appreciation to John DeLoach and Richard Wingate, our auditors with DeLoach and Wingate Company. It takes, and also their staff. The receipt of this award would not be possible without the support from the mayor and the city council and the collaboration of all department heads, auditors, accounting staff, and other supportive entities. Again, I thank all of you who have made this possible.
It's actually,
Yeah, buddy.
Come on, everybody, come on up so you can get your
the
picture.
first 16 years, they sent us individuals, so I assume they expect us to continue getting this thing, because they sent us one with a little medallion here in places for more.
Come on
So,
up front for your, go up front for your picture, everybody. Come on up. Come on up, staff. Right here by Jason. Who's that?
Yeah.
Come on, listen. Come on.
President, congratulations.
I'd like to add the significance of this award impacts many areas. Not only does it say that they're keeping track of where and how we spend the money. Now, we may not always make the best decisions, but they have excellent records to show how the money and expenses are being handled. One of the impacts this has is when we have to borrow money. And in December, we had a Standard & Poor's review of our ratings status on an existing bond. And I can tell you unequivocally that one of the primary reasons we remained A+ stable, which is a very good rating for our size of community, we remained A+ stable even going through some very difficult financial times, is in great part due to the work of Joy and this staff. And as a result, that A+ stable rating helps us get lower interest rates. And if you've ever borrowed money, a lower interest rate is better. And that has helped the city and it helps the taxpayers. So we add our congratulations, appreciation for that. Thank you. Council has the agenda presented to him, is in the mail and also on the website. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for this evening?
So move.
Second.
Second, Mr. Bennett. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. We have a consent agenda consisting of the city council minutes of March 17th, 2014, and a claims docket dated April 2nd, 2014, in the amount of $35,994.77, all of which is on the website. What is the wishes of the council?
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, second by Mr. Cobb. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. Mayor Tibbs left last Friday with some other community and regional leaders and economic developers for South Korea. And he is presently in South Korea meeting with folks from Hyundai Polytech. As you know, we have one of their companies here in Eufaula, plus other industry areas over there that are either already in Alabama or we hope to see come to Alabama, and particularly we hope to see come and expand to Eufaula. So he's on that trip with Mr. Jim Bradley, who's the economic developer with the chamber at this time. So he won't be giving us a report tonight. We have some visitors scheduled to speak. Monquise McCrae, I think I saw him come in. He has been nominated for the National Leadership Reform Program and will be attending that at Georgia Tech. Are you prepared to come tell us about that, Monquise? Please come right on up front here and address us.
My name is Monquise McCrae, and
If you want to use the podium, you're
Stand
welcome.
behind it. Yeah.
I play football for Eufaula High. I also run track. And this program is for young students, myself, all over the country, to go and learn leadership skills and how to build things out of raw materials with our own hands. And it teaches us many difficult things that most children can't use. And it's based on on our grades also. The National Youth Leadership Forum in Careers in Engineering and Technology is an 8-day summer program, and I have 4 colleges to choose from. I'm going to Georgia Tech, and the other 3 are Boston, California, and Chicago. I chose to go to Georgia Tech to be close to home. So.
Amen. Mama's back there.
And they'll provide students with opportunity and to be in the college classroom with other college students. And I'll also be staying on a dormitory, and I'll learn college experience and how college life is, and see what those other kids at college get to go through every day, all over the summer. And the ranges of the school is $2,595 and $2,795. It all depends on which college you're going to. So I'm end up raising $2,595.
Great. Did you apply for this program? How did you become aware of it? And I know you had to be selected, but did they send out notices, or how did that take place?
We took a college career in our 8th grade classes. Like it's a test for us to take, and based on our answers, they'll choose our careers.
Well, that's great.
What's your grade point average?
I don't know.
You don't know?
But Georgia Tech's a good school. I work with a lot of engineers in my line of business, and there's a saying we got that says you can always tell a tech graduate, you just can't tell them a dang thing.
Well, congratulations. You are representing the Eufaula City Schools and the City of Eufaula, and we're very proud that you've been selected, and we'd like to hear about the program after you've attended it. So when you finish this summer, maybe we can schedule to come back and give us another update. Would you do that?
Yes, sir.
And congratulations, and thank you for being selected and being an outstanding young man for the City of Eufaula.
Thank you.
Come on down if you.
I'm Miss McCray, I'm his mom. And I just like to add that what we're doing is we are looking for sponsorship for him. We've been doing a lot of fundraisers. He's been doing a lot of presentation. So anyone who is willing to donate to him, he does have an account set up at 5 Star. And all you have to do is go in and actually just tell them his name, and they will place the funds in there. He has raised enough funds, so he has already paid his deposit, and he has already received his enrollment packet for this summer. So if anybody is willing, or if anybody would like to help, we would really appreciate it. And like I said, we have a lot of different things going on to try to raise the money for him. I'm making it work for this one, so.
Okay. What's our goal for this, for him to have the sufficient funds to go there and do all that's needed?
The program was $2,995. The deposit was $475, which he's already paid, which included his application fee as well. So he has right at $2,100 more to pay. He has filled out a scholarship. The school does allow him to fill out for a scholarship. They don't have funds, so what they do is they go by a certain criteria. And he did complete his scholarship, so we won't hear about his scholarship until the 30th, until after 30 days, which will be April the 21st is when he'll hear back from his scholarship. But he had to submit his schedule, he had to submit his grades, and he had to submit an essay. So with those criteria, they will let us know if he is going to get any funds. But our goal is to basically try to raise all of his money, because we're not sure about scholarship, and we don't find out until too close to the due date, basically. But he's been doing a lot of different things. Like I said, we've been doing fundraiser. He will be having a car wash on the 19th at Advanced Auto Parts. We have been working really close with his teachers. Miss Mitzi Clayton has really had him out. We are politicking. He is he is everywhere. And you know, just the different churches, he's done several presentations, and our goal is for him to raise his own money.
Great.
Yeah, I can give it to him, but I prefer him raise it.
That's right.
You're a good
And
mama.
the scholarship fund is set up how now?
With the scholarship is through the leadership program, and you basically have to do an application and do an essay. And then they go through and they select the kids with the most needs.
Okay.
So like we had to submit like our tax returns, I had to submit his grades, who his counselors are, what type of classes he's taken, what type of grades he's getting in, and what all he's done as far as community service, leaderships, what type of awards he's received. So all of that was in the application as far as his scholarship.
Very good.
And they give you 30 days. You don't know whether you're selected or not. They just send you an email to let you know that your application has been completed. They have received it. But it takes them 30 days to see if he actually will receive any funds. They tell you that no funds are guaranteed, so it's always best to try to either pay all of your money yourself or raise your money. So his deadline was March the 21st on his scholarship. So we won't hear anything until after April the 21st.
And you said donation will be set up through where?
He already has an account at 5 Star.
5 Star. Okay.
And the correct spelling of his name is MONQUESE, and it's McCray, MCCRAY.
Got that. And we'll pass this on to the chamber also. There'll be some
Okay.
businesses be interested in. Anyone who can go off to Georgia Tech has a lot of
That's right.
interest in
That's
it.
right.
We thank you for being here.
Oh, and I appreciate you very much for having me.
Thank you.
We're doing it. We're gonna pay.
Thank you.
That's great. That's
See, Pastor L.C. Green has announcement in response to a request we had at the last city council meeting. Mr. Green,
Go down
you can go down if you want. Take it down. Take it down. How you really want to do
there. Well,
this?
go ahead, Rob. You first.
My name is Joyce Hogue. I'm the Secretary Treasurer of Eufaula Georgetown Area Ministerial Association. And this is Minister Brian Copeland from the First Presbyterian Church. And of course, L.C. Green, he's the president of the Eufaula Georgetown Area Ministerial Association. And L.C. came to one of the city council meetings. He heard what was going on with Camille Downing and the Child Advocacy Center program. And so he brought it in front of the meeting this last Wednesday, and it was unanimously agreed and decided that we would present a check for $300 to Camille for her program. So Camille, if you'll just come up, and here is our check.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the Child Advocacy Center, we would like to thank you all for this donation. The funds will stay right here with the children that have been abused in this county, Barber County, Eufaula, Alabama. Thank you so much.
And I would just like to say on behalf of individuals from the city council and individuals on the
City.
staff of the city council, we would like to present you with this contribution. And you asked for 200.
I did.
But I assure you, it's more than that in here. And that's why I wanted you to come. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Y'all put one on.
Good job, John.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Miss Rachel Smith, representing the Ordinary People Society.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Rachel Smith. My address is 403 Mersey Smith Road. And I want to address the council concerning the information that was requested by Top and Pastor Kenny Glasgow back in January. And to only find out in the Eufaula Tribune in March that we were going to be denied the access to the information, which stated that you all was waiting for the opinion of the AG's office. And I did some research, and all the information is cleared on the homepage blog of the Attorney General's website. And he states that every citizen has a right to inspect and make copy of any public writing of the state, except as otherwise expressly provided by statute. That means that we could have them unless there's a statute that you could provide to us that's saying that we cannot have them. And it says the only records that are exempt in the state of Alabama is library circulation and records that is made confidential by statute. And he also said that Alabama does not have a Privacy Act law. So So therefore, we should have been supplied the information that we wanted. And then, I did obtain the personnel file on April the 3rd. And in in looking in the file, I see the authorization for the background investigation, but there's no report inside the record. But I did talk to Mr. Johnny Knight, one of the councilmen, on March 31st, and he made me aware that retired Colonel Moore Erkin was authorized to do the background check. And I don't see, and the people don't see, how he has the proper tools to do a sufficient background check, because he don't have the proper access to the databases. So what's your opinion on it? Do you think he has the proper access to do the research?
You're talking about when we did our review for the police chief?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this right here said authorization to
Right.
conduct.
Let me address first your initial request. At the time that your request was made, we had an investigation ongoing, as you know. It was being conducted by the Alabama Bureau of Investigation. The second question that came up about information that was requested, in the written request that was provided to the city, and correct me if I'm wrong off of this, staff, but you wanted to have, it initially said you wanted personal information. And we later got that clarified that you wanted personnel information. And there is a difference between those two. We had an issue related to our legal advice because of the ongoing investigation, which has since concluded. And we also had a question regarding release of documents that related to police department performance and tactics. So that's what was addressed in our request to the AGO. And am I stating that fairly succinctly? You want to add to that,
Yes,
City
sir,
Attorney?
you are. I just want to point out for the record as well, I mean, they have not been denied the request. What we've asked for is more information. The Attorney General does not, there's no specification in the Open Records Act that you have to comply within a certain time period. It only provides that you have to comply within a reasonable time. This request was made in late February while the criminal investigation was still pending with the grand jury. The grand jury has just been resolved last week. The Attorney General wants these excerpts from the minutes, because we have to attach the minutes that are for this meeting. We will send that request tomorrow, because we have to have, as a matter of course, those minutes. And so anyway, and then I just want to correct just some things that she said on the records. First of all, training files and standard operating procedures. There's not any specific Attorney General opinion nor any case law that specifically states which of these that you can provide. And Alabama has other exemptions for the Public Record Act other than the ones that Ms. Smith provided. There's case law as well as other exemptions. And so, we believe.
Could we have those statutes then? They said they have to be coded by statute.
The statutes are readily, you have to be given a reason for a denial if your request is denied. Your request has not been denied. We are seeking additional information.
It's just only been delayed.
Not delayed. We're seeking additional information in order to comply with to comply with the request. That's all.
But he also said the primary legislative statement regarding the right of individual to inspect and copy public record of the state is contained in statute 30-12-40, 1975.
Well, the Open Records Act is codified in 36-12-40.
And he also said, it should be noted that the state of Alabama has no Privacy Act, and the federal privacy law do not apply to the public records of the state of Alabama except to these records created with the support of federal funds and governed by specific federal mandates. So are these records under the federal mandate?
We're going to rely on our advice from the legal counsel. And as soon as we get that clarified,
And
we'll
I
let you
also
get
submitted,
your-
I want a copy of the request where she sent to the Attorney General. Now, she stated that it was in the paper.
We'll get you a copy
It
of
was
that
in,
letter.
it was
That's
in March,
bad
it's been over 30 days though. My goodness, when are you gonna request it?
There's a process, and as she mentioned, as soon as those minutes are signed off, then you have a copy of that.
Thank you.
No. Are you gonna speak from, is Reverend Glasgow here? Are you
I
gonna
was
speak
gonna
for
tell you,
Reverend?
he just called and said his flight was delayed, he was out of town,
All
he
right.
couldn't get his flight.
Do you wanna speak for him?
Well, I don't really know what he was gonna say, but I
Okay,
do
well,
know
in that
that-
case,
I don't know what he was gonna say.
in that case, we'll pass on that.
He'll be passing it on. He said that
Okay,
he's filed a lawsuit against the city of Eufaula
Okay.
for denying him access to information on the Open Record Act.
okay.
Which is-
Then we'll be getting that sooner or later through the legal channels. Next item, ordinance and the resolutions. We have Resolution 1720-14. This allows the city of Eufaula to enter into agreement with third parties for transportation service. This relates to the Eufaula Barber Transit Authority. And in that situation, we have third parties who request transportation services. The specific one that we're dealing with right now is Spectra Care. Of course, we have individuals that can ask for city services at any time, but this allows for third parties to contract those services. What are the wishes of the council?
I'll make a motion, we approve Resolution 17-2014.
Second.
Is there any questions or discussion? And we'll get you a copy behind that whole, that follows under a federal act. Yeah. If there's no questions or discussion, call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carries unanimously. Next is Resolution 18-2014. This allows the city of Eufaula to enter an agreement with DHS Eufaula Ventures LLC and allows DHS Eufaula Ventures to assign its interest in the agreement of DHS Robertsdale Ventures LLC. This is the agreement we had as an incentive for when we backfilled the retail property.
Marvin's.
And we had an agreement that provided they met certain job requirements and payment to employees, and they had some allocations that we granted to them, and they're transferring this to another party. What are the wishes of the council?
I offer motion to approve Resolution 18-2014.
Second it.
Second. Bennett. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries unanimously. Resolution 19-2014, the Alabama Department of Transportation requested applications for transportation alternatives. We were briefed on this before. This has to do with extending the walking trail, Yoholo Miko Walking Trail. There will be a request for funds to do that in the amount of $519,811,000. The city match would be $131,962.20. This is not a commitment. This merely authorizes us to pursue that grant. If the grant is allocated, we'd still have to approve and budget the funds for that. What are the wishes of the council?
I make a motion, Resolution 19-2014 be approved.
Second? Is there a second?
20, you mean 19?
19-2014.
Second it.
Second, Mr. Bennett. Any further questions or discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Resolution 20-2014 has to do with re-roofing portion of the police department complex. The lowest proposal received was from Marty Robbins Roofing. The amount came in $11,920. There's a contingency built into that, $1,192. in case there has to be replacing rotted wood. What are the wishes of the council?
I offer motion to approve resolution 20-2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Cobb. Any questions or discussion?
Well, I'd like to just bring this up because we also got the senior center bid coming forward as well.
Correct.
The city has for us to buy tangible items, Joy, correct me if I'm wrong, the low bid for a local guy can be over 3%, right? For tangible stuff. And I know these guys, they're low bid, but I'm hoping, and I don't know if they're here or not, but I'd like to ask them, if possible, can they buy local and then can they use local subcontractors? And that's just.
We can pose that too.
Yeah.
Any other questions or discussion, comments? What are the wishes of the council?
We got
a motion.
We got a motion and a second.
All right, let's just go ahead and vote then. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carries. Resolution 21, 2014 authorizes the disposal and/or sale of surplus items within the police department. A list of that has been attached. It's about two pages, two and a quarter pages. What are the wishes of the council?
I offer motion to ask the council to accept resolution 21-2014.
Second.
Second by Ms. Fleury. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. All right, resolution 22-2014 authorizes ALDOT to make improvements to Highway 131. This allows them, because this involves some city work with city streets and highway streets are combined there. What are the wishes of the council?
Make a motion that 22-2014 be approved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. Resolution 23, 2014 is senior center bids. A copy of those bids are attached here. Bids range from $1,010,500 to a high of $1,251,718. We had 8 bidders. The low bid is Anderson Construction Company at $1,010,500. What are the wishes of the council?
Make a motion resolution 23-2014 be approved.
Second.
Second by Mr. Knight. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries. Resolution 24, 2014 is entitled Reimbursement Resolution Pursuant to United States Treasury Regulations Section 1.150-2. What this allows us to do is, in the event that, and you correct me if I'm wrong with it, in the event when we finance for roads and or other improvements, that some of these that we know we have to do, that we've got projected, if we use bond money, some of these areas we could borrow short-term funds, and when we go into the bond money, we could repay
We
ourselves
can
off
pay
of
out of general fund or capital projects fund and get reimbursed from that when we do the bond issue.
It don't necessarily have to be a bond issue either.
Right.
No. And
But if
this
we decide to go
doesn't require us to do it. It was written in a broad enough fashion so that it covers most of the municipal property.
That's right.
So if something else comes up, we can have that available. So it's as much flexibility in as we go forward off of that. What are the wishes of the council?
I make a motion we approve resolution 24-2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Knight. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, motion carries unanimously. Under council action and discussion, we have appointment. We need to delegate, we need to appoint delegates to the Alabama League of Municipalities Annual Convention Business Meeting. We have a primary, first alternate, and second alternate. The mayor is not going? It's not going. Okay, so Mr. Bennett, you plan on going, and Ms. Fleur, you plan on going.
I can be first and second.
And I know you're part of the committee, so would you agree to be the primary and you be the first alternate? If not, would you make a resolution to that effect?
Yes. I offer motion that Mr. Bennett be the primary delegate,
Ms. Fleur,
and Ms. Barbara the alternate.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cobb. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carries unanimously. Also handed out to the council as part of discussion, we've been requested by the E911 board to give a status on the agreement that we have between the E911 board and the city, which that agreement was put in place in about 2005. A memorandum was drafted. I've given you copies. Mayor Tibbs reviewed it before we left, and just wanted to give you a heads up off that. Basically, it just states that that contract is still in place. We have some information we want to forward off to them, and that as everyone knows here, I don't know if the public knows, that E911 operation has been functioning very well, and it's a critical part of the safety for our citizens. So just passing that on to for your information. Finance Committee report.
First of all, Mr. Ray, Mr. Allen.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ray Applin is here.
Applin.
Mr. Ray Applin with.
When you need a definite answer on this,
Well, he's getting that today. That
then you're gonna carry it to you.
Our board meeting is, 4 weeks away yet.
Oh, okay.
So, but they also should have we should have the financial data for you too. And we want to thank Mr. Applin for his work, not only in setting up the board originally for the E911,
That's right.
but also for helping us, enlightening us, particularly Mr. Knight and myself, on that operation, the funding, and how that comes in. I want to thank you, Ray, for that. Is that?
That's it.
Finance Committee report?
Not really anything.
Nothing
More
at this point.
Yeah.
We have been
Mid-month.
meeting to amend the budget, and that's going along in good fashion, wouldn't you say?
And we'll have another one here coming up in 2 weeks.
Right, okay.
Before the next council meeting, so should have a amended budget and all the information we need to put in the 5-year plan.
Education, library, zoning, and chamber. I do have something that I want to just bring to the council's attention. I'll be sending out, Superintendent Tyler and I have had a number of conversations and members of his staff with an effort to expand Eufaula City Schools first class, high quality pre-K program. It's already one of the best implemented in the state. There's been discussions with the personnel at Eufaula Head Start and on incorporating their 4-year-olds. Currently, there's 2 classes there, and we're working on that effort to include those classes as part of that first class pre-K. And there's some federal efforts to modify the Eufaula Head Start, but that would put Eufaula really well ahead, not only the state, but be one of the few cities in the country with a nationally recognized, top quality pre-K available to almost all our 4-year-olds. We've had some application. We had an application submitted by a Lakeside school, and simply because we already have so many high-quality pre-K programs in Eufaula, it'll be a while before we get some of those additional state funds. So that's part of our effort. I want to thank Superintendent Eddie Tyler for helping make that happen and work toward that objective. The other thing I'd like to mention regarding zoning, there's been some comments out in the public about how things were handled in our CDBG program in Dudley Quarters, and I had a report from the building department. All those items were followed in accordance with the grant requirements. Everyone who wanted to construct in that department participate in those improvements in terms of the contractors was allowed. If you may recall, we tried to get more contractors. The terms of the grant were followed. The grant writer and those folks, we checked with them. So just want to, in case you hear anything, you can have it reaffirmed that we'd had that follow up with the building official and the planning department off of that. So that's my report off of that.
I'd just like to say also that concerning the grant, we got 3 houses about to go up out there, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 demolitions, and everything out there, regardless what you hear out there, everything is going real good. And if the funds need to be questioned, you can easily go to the city hall and ask those questions. But everything's going real well, and they are in the process. Since it rained, they couldn't work today, but they're in the process of tearing down Miss Mary Skipper's house, and they're gonna put her modular home there. So everything is going good.
You want to say something about the pilgrimage under the chamber?
Yeah.
You know, we had great reports about the pilgrimage. I want to personally thank one of the folks that had their house on tour, Mr. Jason Bennett, and probably his wife did most of the work, I'm sure, getting it ready.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law did it, huh? But, you know, it was a major event. The weather held off till Sunday, and we'll get a full report on that from the chamber. All initial reports are very good, and created a lot of goodwill, I know that, in the community. But we'll get that from the chamber. I don't have any numbers at this time. I just know the attendance at the homes and the special events were very high, very high. Parks, Recreation, Airport, Mr. Khan.
Keith, have anything you want to say?
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. What about you, Airport? Have anything you want to say? Thank you.
Everything's running good. Looks good.
Police, fire, personnel.
Well, if you look in your package, you got a report from your fire department, and everything else, I think, is in order.
Thank you. If there's no other business, that council members.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barbara. Yeah. Did you have, yeah. I jumped right over that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Get my glasses fixed.
Your
I
report was
apologize.
in the package, and we have nothing. They did a great job getting ready for the pilgrimage and doing all the grass cutting and cleaning up that needed to be done. I think
Street Department,
horticulture did a great job.
And I wasn't aware of any serious traffic problems. I know we slowed down, but it seemed to go very well. So all that city staff making that happen, we appreciate that.
And Tim, I thought I was gonna have to call you because Miss Lou said, "Young here, you know, when it rained over on that hill, she get us running them." But everything worked out good, and I appreciate your help on that back road back there also. And everything is going good there too. Thank you.
And I'll bring up too, I went by Colby Street today to check on it and it was bone dry.
That's great. What they're talking about when they mentioned Colby Street, we had a major grant that was implemented over a couple-year period on that area where we actually had homes flooded during lesser rains than this. And so it's always good to know that when you've spent the money, it works. That's not always, sometimes we don't catch it all. So our thanks to everybody.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Have a motion second?
Second.
All in favor, thank you.
You took a job, Lou.
Stand adjourned.
Man.